Good morning, VC. It is just past 7:20 a.m. on Thursday, and I am going to buy a record collection. So we've got quite the drive ahead of us, but I'm excited. I'm a little bit nervous, of course, but more excited than anything. Putting the seatbelt on. Stay safe. Very excited to go pick this up. So, yeah, I'll see you when I have the records, I guess. Alright, y'all. The deed is done. The records are acquired. They're in the car. It's now like 10:45, so yeah, quite the drive, but I'm just gonna do a little bit of on the vehicle right now. Just boxes full of records in the trunk, everywhere. It's about, he said it was about 300 or a little more than that, and he said he threw in a couple extra too. Lots of 12-inch singles in here. Or not lots, but some 12-inch singles. I don't really know much about that, but I will be definitely delving into that. But there's some very cool ones in this collection, and yeah, good day. Good day. So I'll catch you probably in the room when I am showing off some keepers and stuff like that. But yeah, very happy. Hello everyone, I'm now back in the room. It's been exactly 1 week since I picked up that collection. Just been like processing it and listening to stuff and putting stuff up on eBay and all that. So yeah, it's been a slow process, but I'm chipping away at it. Just real quickly before I start, I have an Instagram account that I post more frequently than here, but probably not as frequently as I should. Just records that I'm listening to, cool records in my collection, all that stuff. Let's just get right into it, and we'll start off with some of the heat. There wasn't really, in terms of like rare records or stuff, there wasn't really that much of that. This was more just a solid, well-rounded collection of rock and jazz and all that kind of stuff. But this is the one where I pulled this out and I got very excited. This is Guns N' Roses' Appetite for Destruction. I found a copy of this with my girlfriend at a garage sale, and she's a huge Guns N' Roses fan, so she kept that one, and I've been looking for one ever since because we put it on the turntable and I was like, wow, this is great. I wasn't really into them until I heard them on vinyl, and then it was just like, oh my god, I need a copy of this. Yeah, very like a Led Zeppelin kind of influence on this first record, at least. But yeah, I really, really love this record, and I've been listening to it a lot. Another really cool one that wasn't really expecting to get is this Grand Funk On Time. Of course, I already have a copy of this, but this one is a first Japanese press. You see that back cover, that's pretty cool. Fortunately, it doesn't have the obi, but it does have the insert, which is pretty sweet, and it's a very nice copy. So I'll probably be keeping this over my copy. I have a really cool copy in the shrink wrap, but first Japanese press, that's pretty cool. This next one's a classic record, but it's one that I didn't have. This is like absolutely iconic, so needed to keep it. Aladdin Sane by David Bowie. I put this on last night, and it's not anything like mind-blowingly good. You know, a lot of the reviews compared it to like a worse version of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. But yeah, there's no like, I feel like Bowie albums have like standout incredible tracks usually, like Space Oddity and Life on Mars and Starman. And I couldn't really feel that there was one with this. There's a lot of Rolling Stones influence. They do a cover of, or he does a cover of Let's Spend the Night Together. And it's just kind of that rock and roll type thing. Very similar to the Ziggy Stardust era stuff, but there are some really good tracks on here. It's definitely worth having around. I like the Aladdin Sane title track. It's got some very avant-garde piano deal stuff going on. But yeah, there's a couple really good tracks, and this album cover is like so iconic. Like this is just amazing, and yeah, I very much need to keep this copy because I did enjoy it, and it's very cool. More David Bowie. This is a UK comp, but it has a lot of the songs that are on his first record, so I decided I'm definitely going to keep this. The World of David Bowie. Like, the first record isn't the David Bowie self-titled. It's got, like, Uncle Arthur and Love You Till Tuesday and a couple other songs from that record. I really, really enjoy this era of David Bowie. I know it's not everyone's thing, but I don't know. I really like it. It's so weird, hearing like David Bowie singing these odd pop songs about weird stuff, and it's kind of funny at times. The songs. This one does not have the Laughing Gnome, which there was actually two comps that had early David Bowie stuff, and almost the reason why I kept this one. I just like this track listing a little bit better, but yeah, if you see the track listing, it's pretty similar to the first record. There's a couple singles that were not, but there is some really good stuff in here. There's some gems hidden within the track listing. I would love to find a copy of his first record. I saw one once. It was $300, which is actually a pretty solid deal. But yeah, it's super tough to find record. This is Ginger Baker's Air Force. I got a copy of this in this dig I did a long time ago. It was so beat up that I just got rid of it. Like, pretty much, it's just sitting in my $3 bins. I haven't even like done anything with it. But this is a much nicer copy. And this is a killer record. It starts off great. The first track is Da Da Man, and that's probably my favorite. Amazing sort of, lots of African influence. Tons of great players on here. I mean, if you see the list on the back, you got Steve Winwood and Chris Wood, Denny Lane, Phil Seaman's on here, Graham Bond is on here. It's like pretty crazy list, but yeah, really, really great record, and not that expensive. If you see one for a good price, highly recommend. The Grateful Dead from the Mars Hotel. One I didn't have. I was thinking of not keeping this, and then I was like, what am I doing? So I gave it a listen, and yeah, it's great. I don't know why I would want to get rid of it. It's kind of made to look like a bootleg, I think, with that label, because they had a bunch of, bootleggers at their shows and stuff, and they welcomed it, which is really cool. But yeah, this is just great. It's the Grateful Dead, and how could you complain? Wonderful stuff. This one's a little bit beat up, but I figured I might as well keep it while it's here. And I listened to a little bit of it, and it's definitely listenable and definitely enjoyable. Bob Dylan and the band, the Basement Tapes. I'm like obsessed with the band right now. I don't know what is going on, but they're like in my top 5 most listened last year. But yeah, this is some of those tapes that they recorded. And there's songs in here that other bands did before these tapes got released. Like, I don't remember how that happened. But yeah, it's just one that I really needed, and one that I think is very cool. And you can actually rent the Big Pink House, if anyone didn't know that. It's in Woodstock, up in New York. And it's like $700 a night, but you can go rent it. Like, I think that's super cool. Maybe I'll do that one day when I'm rich. Joni Mitchell, Ladies of the Canyon, fantastic record, incredible songwriting on here, just amazing. This has her version of Woodstock, which I definitely prefer the Crosby, Stills and Nash version, but don't tell anyone that. I think most people do. But this has got the Circle Game. What a track. Big Yellow Taxi. Just incredible stuff. Yeah, I'm going to be looking for an upgrade copy of that. This is one I haven't put on yet, unfortunately. I know there's a couple that I haven't put on yet, but I'm getting to it. The Hissing of Summer Lawns. I see this around, and I've always been curious about it, and I've always wanted to pick it up. So I got it. And this is a very, very clean original copy. Textured cover, all that deal. This is an OG US press of Alice Cooper's School's Out. I've got a repress on the Palm Tree label. This one does not have the panties, which is so sad. I'm gonna get a copy one day that has the panties. But I find a lot of Alice Cooper stuff in these collections that I get. But yeah, this is a really good record. I remember I wasn't expecting to really enjoy this record, and I put it on, and I loved it. It's great. That was a long time ago. That was with my other copy, so we'll definitely be swapping copies there. Elton John, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Actually didn't have a copy of this, believe it or not. Yeah, that's essential. So that was mostly all of the rock stuff, but there's tons of other killer, music in here. It's kind of the soul section we got now. Marvin Gaye, Let's Get It On. That track has become so popular. It's used everywhere as this sort of like, well, you know the track. But this is a 1980 Quality Records press from Canada. It's like some weird copy of this. Sounds nice. Sounds pretty good. And it's a little bit damaged, but yeah, I've been really looking for Marvin Gaye stuff as of recently. Every time I put on Marvin Gaye, I just like melt back in my seat. I love him so much. Incredible artist. But yeah, of course the title track is great, but the whole album is phenomenal. And that goes with pretty much all of his albums. I mean, I haven't found one that I don't like yet. So, and each one is a little different and has its different thing, as a good artist would do. If that makes sense. Al Green, Green is Blues. This is a repress of an album he put out, I think, before he had a hit single with Let's Stay Together. And yeah, very good. It is a lot more bluesy than his other records, but still got that great soul thing going on. A little bit funky, I guess you could say, but more in the soul vein. Definitely a little bit bluesier. He does there's a lot of covers on this one. He does My Girl, he does The Letter, by the Box Tops, and stuff like that. Definitely not his best work, but good record. Definitely one's staying around. This is one I've always been curious about, and I've just never picked up a copy, and I finally did. The Temptations' Psychedelic Shack. I was always intrigued by this cover, and it's called Psychedelic Shack. I was like, well, that's got to be good, right? And it's pretty good. I really like the title track, Psychedelic Shack. There's a couple, they're going for this thing, and I feel like it doesn't hit sometimes. Like, Take a Stroll Through Your Mind, that sounds like it would be this crazy, spacey track, and it's like pretty much exactly what you expect, but I don't know that it really hits that hard. But this record has the track War. I think that's the original version of it, and that's just such a classic song. But this is a very clean original copy, so I'm super happy to have that. But yeah, it's gonna get a few more spins, maybe something will click, but I didn't think it was amazing by any sense. But some really great tracks. This one is a really cool one. Probably should have been in the more rocky section, but this is the Diga Rhythm Band. I'm pretty sure this is the album Diga. I saw this cover and I went, I need this. I need whatever this is. And this actually features Mickey Hart from the Grateful Dead. They're on Round Records, which was a couple Grateful Dead solo stuff came out on that. But yeah, this is like fully percussion like percussion ensemble type deal, um, which I'm a percussionist. That's my major at school and stuff. So I just thought this was really cool, and it makes it more special to me. Um, yeah, but Jerry Garcia appears on this too. He plays a little bit of guitar, um, but it just opened up really strong with a track I really liked, and I was grooving the whole time. It's a groovy record, definitely not for everyone, but really cool, kind of spiritual thing going on, if you can tell by the cover. Very cool. Speaking of spiritual, this is one I put on last night, and I did not realize how much I loved this music. This is Ravi Shankar, The Sounds of India. The album is like, I think it's supposed to be kind of educational. You know, it features him talking about the different parts or the different sections of raga and the sitar and how time signature and all that plays into it. But man, when they get past that and they're just going at it, it's just so good. I've always had a fascination with the sitar, and anytime I hear it in like a rock song or like a psych rock song, I'm like all in. Like I just love it so much, and wasn't sure if it was like the psychedelic rock itself is what I liked, or it was the instrument of the sitar. It's the instrument. This is so good. I really loved listening to this last night. Just a great record, and it's not that expensive. Like if you want like a nice clean copy, maybe $20. If you want like a decent copy, you could probably get it for like 10, 15. I'd say it's worth it. This is just it's just really cool, and it's like pretty cool to know all this world music. And this is an original 1958, I think, copy, and it's pretty dang nice. But this is like way before the whole psychedelic movement and all everyone's fascination with Eastern music. This is a really cool record, and I'm super happy to have that. Finally, we got some jazz stuff. We'll start out with the one that I've been spinning like crazy recently. Miles Davis, Seven Steps to Heaven. It's just so good. You know, I just got this record, and then on the Sunday after, I went and saw a show, and this was the music. This was like the house music that they were playing. I was like, what are the odds? But yeah, it's just so good. It's just so good. And this is a repress, but it's super clean, and it just sounds great. So definitely one that is 100% sticking around. And this has been played so much. Incredible stuff. This has got Herbie Hancock, Ron Carter, of course, Tony Williams on the drums. Amazing stuff. Seven Steps to Heaven, the title track. Incredible. This is another phenomenal jazz record. This was one that I picked up, or I decided to keep because of the names on the outside, and super glad I did. This is a near mint copy. Joe Farrell Outback, featuring Elvin Jones on drums. One of the greatest drummers of all time. If it says Elvin Jones, I'm probably going to want to keep it. And Chick Corea's on this record too. Like, come on. But yeah, this is a mint original copy. I mean, apart from the sleeve, the disc is mint. Incredible. It sounds so good when you put it on. It just fills the room. And lovely. Incredible record. A little bit on the free side. But this is the free that I like really enjoy. It's not like free in the way that it's like totally like in your face like craziness. It's free in the way that it's just super loose. Like they're just such good musicians, and they're just able to play so loosely but so together at the same time. I think that's amazing. There are also some really cool records in this collection that I've already sold, and I don't know why I didn't like just make short clips about them before I ship them off. But there's a Shining soundtrack, which is one of the cooler ones, but it was a little bit beat up, but you know, whatever. This was an extremely eclectic mix of records. There's stuff like jazz and the Ravi Shankar record, and there was Taylor Swift. And then this one was another one that was like complete shock to be in this collection, but I'm wondering that if anyone can help me out on this. This is the Hunger Games, songs from District 12 and beyond. Look this up on Discogs. This is out of print and it's been going for crazy prices, like ridiculous. Um, but this is only disc one, which is like so sad, because this would have been really sweet, to get that cash, and maybe I could have spent it on a different record. But if anyone out there has disc two, let me know. I'm gonna be letting go of this copy, disc one only. But just if you happen to have disc two, then shoot me a comment. And yeah, there's a ton of classic rock, tons of whatever, all that good stuff. Some Led Zeppelin, some whatever, some Beatles. But yeah, that's pretty much the whole collection. I have this sort of goal in my head that I've never expressed, but I want to hit 2,000 subs before the end of the year. And I'm right about at 1,700, so I think it's very doable. And yeah, I would appreciate a sub. But yeah, that's this collection. It was so worth the drive, in my opinion, and definitely a good price on it, and just all the things kind of lined up, and decided to pick it up. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you next time.